Hey, it's Ellie from Calibrated Concepts with another systems video for you today. We've been recently going through a lot of the big systems that I see really hang businesses up, small businesses. So we've recently talked about a CRM and we've recently talked about project management and scheduling. Today we're talking about building community and creating that intimate connection with your community. So you've built this beautiful business. You've got some audience or community around it, and your numbers are growing, but you need a place that people are committed and that they're not going to miss your beautiful offers. So, a lot of places, people put so many eggs into the social media basket. But if you have an email list, then you can show up in people's inboxes and they can read it when they have the time. They're not going to miss it. And if you are good at it, um, you can have really high open rates. They say that standard open rates are somewhere around 20%. My emails open rates are closer to 50 because I have a small list of really dedicated people. I don't mind when people leave because I want it to be the people who are really, really there for what I have to say. And I'm really vulnerable and honest with all the ups and downs of business. And it really shows that people care to open my newsletters. So there is no better way to deepen your connections with your community than through your email list or through an email list if you don't have one. It's a huge privilege to be invited into somebody's inbox because inboxes can feel like a really busy place and people are very selective about who they want to hear from. They're not the chances of them receiving and opening your message is so much higher than it would be on social media because they're not going to miss it. You don't have to both be posting and whatever on the right time. I know on certain platforms, the hang time of a post can vary a little bit, but you just want to be really, really clear. My favorite I love email marketing platforms. My favorite's Flowdesk for service providers. That's where I hang out. It's beautiful, it's functional, it's really easy to use. It's not free. If you're looking for almost all those things with a really, really good free email list, I would say MailerLite. And if you are a Squarespace user, and especially if you're a Squarespace e-commerce user, I would say to go with Squarespace campaigns. So that brings us to my first point. Here's how you get started with email marketing. There's 8 steps. It's really, really easy. But step 1 is to pick an email marketing tool. Pick an email marketing tool that works for you. Like I said, those are my top 3 options for you. They each have their pros and cons. There's never, unfortunately, in this world, a perfect software for everybody. So you just have to pick things that work for you. Option 2 is to create a spreadsheet with all the people who have signed up for your email list and import it into your new marketing tool. If you're not collecting these somewhere, start now. But if you have a form on your website, if you have been collecting emails at events, anywhere where they've consented to give to email marketing, and that part's really important. You can't just put a bunch of people on a list in a spreadsheet and upload it because that would be violating data protection law in Europe. If you're in Europe, California and New York have similar laws. So if any of your subscribers or would-be subscribers are in those places, you can get in a lot of trouble if they have not consented to marketing from you. It's a data protection thing. So once you have got everyone and uploaded them into your new email marketing system, which is so easy, you just need it to be a CSV, which is a comma separated values type spreadsheet with name, last name, email, and then if you have any other information, there can be other columns. Anyway, you want to think about the categories that you want to separate people into. In my email list, I have a few major categories. I've got a category for each freebie I've ever had in my business. If they've signed up for the email through that route, I've got a category for like my clients because I don't send email marketing to them, but they're on my email list so that I can send them reminders and things periodically. So it's less about marketing for that, but one place that I can talk to all my clients at once. but I do not send them advertising or marketing emails. Then I have my main newsletter list. I sometimes will have pop-up lists for things like campaigns I'm running or events that I'm marketing to, or kind of sales sequences. I do have an email sequence for a welcome sequence as well, which we're going to get into. So think about these segments and these categories you want to put people into. Different email marketing tools call them different things. Flowdesk calls them segments. Squarespace, I think, calls them tags. Plus, you can have multiple lists within Squarespace. You have in MailerLite, they call them groups. And then they also have tags. So it can get a little confusing, but there are going to be YouTube videos out there for your specific tool, and I'll probably create some after this video as well, so that you will have, this is how Squarespace Campaign works. This is how Flowdesk works. This is how MailerLite works. They're all so easy to use. I swear. Okay. Then once you have all of your segments, inside your tool, you want to create a great branded email template. And so what I mean by that is you can create, and depending on the tool, you go and design it, make sure it's in your brand colors, it has your logo, it has your fonts, if possible, that it has your tone of voice and the way you like to sign off of emails and your social media links and all those kinds of things, that you can either duplicate that email and use a lot going forward, or save as a template. You can save templates in all three of these platforms, save it as a template to be used in the future, so you're not having to fully reinvent the wheel every time you're trying to send an email. You already have a beautifully branded email that you can just pop some beautiful words and a couple of images into and call it good. The next thing, so we're on to step 5, is to create a really good lead magnet. There's lots of names for this: lead magnet, opt-in, freebie, whatever you want to call it, and set that email out. Create a good lead magnet. And then when people signs up to that lead magnet, you want to set up an email or an email sequence to go up immediately when that goes out. And so in my email, I have a couple of different lead magnets I've had. I've had a Squarespace 101 type tutorial and checklist. Right now, I have a quiz that helps people diagnose exactly where the biggest sticking point in their business. It's actually these categories that we're talking about right now and how to unstick them. So when they do that quiz, they immediately get the results, whether or not they put in their email. Then if they like the results and they like me, they can put in their email and sign up, and they immediately get a welcome email. And that says, "Hi, I'm Ellie. This is my corner of the internet. This is what I do. This is what I know. Here's how I can help. Here's what to expect." And so there's that little sequence that goes out, and that's about 3 emails from me. If your email or your freebie isn't something like a quiz where their results are directly on the screen, you might want to start with an email that delivers that freebie. So when I had the Squarespace freebie, they first got an email that said, "Here's your freebie," and just had a download and a little bit of like, "Thank you so much for signing up." And then I said, then I left the rest for the next time. Okay, so that was 5 and 6, because you want to create that email sequence. And then 7, this is really important because a lot of people get stuck here. You need to send out regular emails with valuable content for your community. Don't forget to invite them to buy from you occasionally as well, to pay you for the epic things that you offer. So in my business, I have a template that I send out monthly. Essentially, it goes like this. It's an email that goes exactly like this. It's what's coming up in my business. Here's a bit about what's going on behind the scenes in my business. Here's a bit about what's going on behind the scenes in my personal life. Here's what's new with the tools we love. Here's my most recent blog posts. And then here's some things I've been loving in life and business lately. And those are usually links to books I'm reading or shows I'm watching or whatever. Then it's a sign off and a testimonial, in that order, sometimes a little PS at the bottom. And that's the same thing I send over and over. It's not the same content, but I haven't reinvented the wheel. And then This is the one even I struggle with. Continue to promote your lead magnet or your freebie and watch your community grow. So something that I've done recently is schedule posts across my social media for about every 2-3 weeks that directly are just to promote my lead magnet, my quiz. So this is adding to my community. It's adding to the base of people that want to hear from me each week. It also directly helps small business to figure out where they're stuck and what's going to help them and how to do that in a really streamlined way. So that's it. I offer lots and lots of business consulting. I offer Squarespace consulting and setups. And if you want to work with me, you can always book a consultation. I know this was a little rambly, but the point is, let's go over those really quick again. Next steps to create an email list. Pick an email marketing tool. Get a list together and upload it in a CSV. Think about the categories you want to put people in and put them in those categories in the software. Create a branded email template so you don't always have to go and design one every time. Create a really good lead magnet. Figure out what your community needs. My other thing about this really quick is you don't have to build something new. I almost guarantee there is something that you already have that you are either something you give your clients, or it's a small discount code you can do, or it's a video you've created or an audio training you have. There's something you already have in your arsenal. You don't have to create something new. Then create a great week welcome sequence. That's number 6. And send out regular emails. And then continue to promote your email list and your freebie to add people to your community. That's it. That's all you have to do. It's really easy, and you can get started anytime, and you can be that much closer to the people who want to be close with you and your business. All right, goodbye.